Eric throws a curveball in Ridge's direction, and Bill asks Katie to marry him tonight. The wedding reception. The Spencer mansion was alive with laughter, chatter, and the clinking of glasses. Soft, golden lights bathed the room in warmth, casting long shadows that danced across the polished floors. It was a day that had been years in the making, a day marked not just by love, but the resilience of families who had weathered storms together, sometimes clashing, sometimes reconciling, and always surviving. Hope Logan Spencer glided across the room, radiant in a flowing ivory gown that caught the light at every turn. Her hair, cascading in soft waves, framed her face like a halo, and her smile seemed to pull the entire room toward her. At her side, Liam Spencer mirrored her joy, his hands never leaving hers. They moved together as though the world had shrunk to fit just the two of them. Kelly, wide-eyed, brimming with excitement, tugged at her father's sleeve. "Daddy, look at them! They're so happy!" Douglas nodded, his eyes fixed on his mother. "I love Mom's smile," he whispered. Even at his young age, he understood that today wasn't just a wedding, it was a celebration of family, love, and the moments that truly mattered. Beth, radiant and confident, had already captured the admiration of everyone present. "You crushed it, Mom!" Kelly chirped. Beth laughed, a flush of pride spreading across her cheeks. Liam leaned closer to his father, his voice soft but sincere. "Thanks, Dad, for everything." Bill Spencer's gaze softened, a rare moment of vulnerability crossing his features. "You earned this, son," he replied. And then, as if the moment demanded it, Liam pulled Hope close, sharing a gentle, intimate kiss, a silent promise that survived every trial thrown their way. Will Spencer, standing nearby with a glass in hand, cleared his throat. "Everyone, can I have your attention?" he called, his voice warm and commanding. The room hushed, the murmur of conversation replaced by an expectant silence. "To my brother Liam," Will said, raising his glass high, "and to his beautiful wife Hope, may your love continue to grow, may your family thrive, and may every storm you face make you stronger together." Cheers erupted, glasses clinked, laughter and applause filled every corner of the room, carrying with it the collective joy of a family that fought, struggled, and now finally celebrated. Beth then took the floor, her voice steady yet imbued with emotion. "Thank you, everyone, for being here. Your love and support mean the world to us." Kelly glanced up at Liam and whispered to Douglas, "Daddy's really happy, isn't he?" Douglas's gaze followed his mother, her eyes shining with a serenity he hadn't seen in a long time. "I love seeing her like this," he said softly. Deke stepped forward, raising his glass in a wide, exuberant gesture. "Cheers! I love you guys. Being here for my sister's big day, it's amazing." Katie and Donna, standing together, shared a quiet but heartfelt moment. "Hope," Katie said, "you represent the very best of the Logan women." And Donna added, "And you're like the daughter we never had." Deacon Sharp moved into the center, his grin impossibly wide. "I am unbelievably happy to have both of my kids here today, and thank God you only got the good parts of me." Fathers and legacies. Bill Spencer stepped forward, a rare combination of pride and warmth softening his usually sharp edges. He spoke deliberately, his words carrying weight. "Liam, you've always inspired me. You've shown me what it means to grow, to change, to embrace the love in your life fully. You brought Katie back into my life, and for that, I'll always be grateful." Brooke Logan followed, her gaze warm and unwavering as it settled on her daughter. "Congratulations," she said simply, but her voice carried the depth of a mother's pride and love. Bill and Deacon shared a quiet drink aside, chuckling softly. "Being family again, it's surreal, isn't it?" "Yeah," Deacon replied, his eyes crinkling in amusement. "Feels like old times." Meanwhile, Brooke, Donna, and Katie watched the young couple, a playful smile spreading across their faces. "Logan women always get their man," Brooke whispered, the truth of it unmistakable. Toasts and tears. Liam called for attention once more, addressing the kids first. "I want to toast my bride," he said, voice steady, filled with emotion. Hope took her turn, voice trembling slightly as she spoke about love, family, and the importance of unity. "I am grateful to all of you," she said, tears welling in her eyes. "We stand together, not just as husband and wife, but as a family." The cake was cut, applause followed, and the evening carried on with the mingling of laughter, love, and the warmth of shared history. The Ridge and Eric confrontation. Meanwhile, at the Cliff House, Taylor told Steffi she had the rest of the day off. "You know Ridge," Taylor said gently. "He's carrying a lot of guilt about the retirement party." Steffi nodded. "It wasn't a power grab, but I hope their conversation clears the air. They need to." At Forrester Creations, Ridge faced his father, voice measured. "If you want to be here, be here. I made a mistake. Let's finish this line together, okay?" Eric surprised him by shaking his head. "No," he said firmly. "I'm going to give retirement a try. I took pride in my last collection, but seeing you run the business, that gives me even more pride. Forrester is your legacy too." Ridge's irritation was immediate. "You don't have to retire. If you want to stay, stay." Eric paused, thoughtful. "Maybe it's time I step back. Maybe it's time Forrester is run by you and Brooke, and Steffi, of course." Ridge softened, realizing the depth of his father's intentions. Eric smiled. The thought of his granddaughter reminded him of the future. Pride and love washed over both father and son as they acknowledged the new leadership and expressed heartfelt affection. Bill's proposal. Back at the Spencer mansion, Brooke couldn't believe her little girl was married. Third? Fourth? Who's counting? She whispered to herself, shaking her head. Meanwhile, in a quiet corner, Bill Spencer approached Katie. "The Spencer men are winning tonight," he said with a sly grin. Then, without warning, he dropped to one knee. "Katie," he said, voice steady, full of purpose, "do me the honor of becoming my wife. Tonight." Time seemed to slow. Gasps filled the room, eyes widened, and the party continued in a blissful chaos, the world narrowing to just these two hearts on the cusp of another life-changing decision.